Did you know there's a coin sitting in countless American pockets, jars, and drawers that could be worth more than your car, maybe even enough to secure your family's future? I'm talking about a coin so rare, so mysterious, that when it surfaces, collectors pay hundreds of thousands of dollars. Imagine finding one of these tucked away among your spare change. One simple discovery could change your life. That coin is the 1962 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark. Now, before you brush it off, hear this: most people don't even realize it exists. It's almost invisible to the casual collector. But for those who know, the 1962 no mint mark nickel is legendary, so rare that pristine examples have recently been valued at up to $844,000. Yes, you heard that right, almost $1 million for a coin that, for decades, passed unnoticed in pocket change. Let me tell you a story. Meet George, an ordinary retiree from Ohio. George had spent years saving coins, tossing them into jars without much thought. One afternoon, while rolling nickels to cash in, he noticed something unusual: a Jefferson nickel without a mint mark. At first, he thought it was just a worn coin. But a little research sparked a realization that made his heart race. George had stumbled upon a 1962 no mint mark nickel in near perfect condition. A single coin that could fund a dream he hadn't dared to imagine: early retirement, paying off the house, ensuring his grandchildren's education, a life of freedom and security, all from a coin he almost ignored. So, what makes this nickel so special? Here's the thing most people don't know. In 1962, the U.S. Mint produced Jefferson nickels at multiple facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most coins bear a mint mark, a tiny D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But a very small number of Philadelphia coins were released without any mint mark at all. And those numbers? Extremely low. Scarcity creates value, and collectors recognize it instantly, but the story gets even more interesting when you look at the condition. A circulated 1962 no mint mark nickel might fetch a few $1,000s. That's impressive, but it's just the beginning. Mint state examples, coins graded by professional services in flawless condition, enter an entirely different league. Here, prices skyrocket. The market has seen some examples go as high as $844,000. That's right, one single coin, carefully preserved, can rival a small home or a luxury car. Now, here's how you can identify one. Look closely at the obverse, the side with Jefferson's profile. No mint mark under the date is your first clue. The strike should be sharp, details on Jefferson's hair and cheek defined. Condition matters more than almost anything else, even tiny scratches or wear reduce value dramatically. Professional grading can confirm authenticity and elevate a coin from interesting find to life-changing asset. And this is the part that shocks collectors: some coins come with rare errors. Misaligned strikes, double dies, and other anomalies can multiply a coin's value exponentially. A single error on a 1962 no mint mark nickel might push it past $500,000. That's why every coin you've ever saved should be examined with care. What you think is a common nickel could be a hidden fortune. Let's pause here for a moment. Imagine holding a coin that could protect your family's future, one that might give you freedom from financial worry. How many coins do you pass by every day without thinking twice? How many opportunities slip through your fingers because you don't know what to look for? But here's the kicker: this opportunity won't last forever. The market for rare coins is growing fast, and competition is fierce. Collectors and investors alike are watching, and those who act quickly, who check their old coins and verify condition, are the ones who win. This is about more than luck, it's about awareness, diligence, and timing. Now, here's another story that will make you check your drawers tonight. That a woman in Texas, let's call her Linda, inherited a jar of nickels from her late grandfather. She thought it was just sentimental change. After months of hesitation, she brought a single coin to a local appraiser. They couldn't believe their eyes. It was a pristine 1962 no-mint mark nickel. Within weeks, she had offers exceeding $400,000. One coin had completely transformed her life. She finally took that dream vacation, funded a college fund, and felt a sense of security she had never known. And all of this began because she paused long enough to look closely. So, what's the takeaway here? First, check your coins now. Every nickel from the early 1960s could hold hidden value. Second, understand the signs: no mint mark, strong strike, pristine condition, and any unusual errors are your golden ticket. Third, consider professional grading. If you suspect you found something extraordinary, this is what separates casual collectors from those who truly benefit. Remember, this isn't just about coins, it's about freedom. Financial security. Protecting your family's future. Creating opportunities you didn't think were possible. And while a 1962 no-mint mark nickel is rare, it's not impossible to find. People do it every year, and you could be next. Before we wrap up, let me ask you this: how many coins do you have that you haven't looked at in years? Could one of them be the key to your financial freedom? The truth is, opportunities like this don't last. Every day you wait is a day someone else might claim your fortune. So, check your jars, check your drawers, even check your couch cushions. That forgotten nickel could be the one that changes everything. Don't let it slip by, and if this has sparked your curiosity, don't stop here. There's a world of rare coins out there, coins that can make dreams come true, protect futures, and redefine what wealth looks like. Your next discovery could be just around the corner. Act now, because the next 1962 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel waiting to be found could be the one that turns your life upside down, in the best way possible. You won't believe this, but some coins sitting quietly in your drawer right now could be worth more than a house. Imagine holding a coin that, in the right hands, has sold for over $800,000. And today, I'm talking about one of the most mysterious, rare, and potentially life-changing coins in American history, the 1973 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel. Now, picture this. A regular retiree, let's call him John, was sorting through a dusty jar of nickels he'd collected over the years. Nothing fancy, just loose change from decades past. He pulled out a nickel, and something about it caught his eye. The mint mark was missing. That small detail would soon transform a simple coin into a fortune. But John had no idea just how rare his find was, until an expert's phone call changed everything. What makes this coin so astonishing? First, let's set the stage. In 1973, the U.S. Mint produced hundreds of millions of Jefferson nickels, most with a D for Denver or P for Philadelphia. But a tiny fraction, less than a handful, were struck without any mint mark at all. That small omission instantly created a coin that is one of the rarest in modern American history, and here's the kicker: this wasn't a planned collectible. It was an error, a mistake during production. But collectors don't just see mistakes, they see opportunity. And some of these no mint mark nickels have sold for prices that could fund an entire retirement, pay off a mortgage, or secure a family's future. But before we dive into the staggering numbers, let's talk about why this coin is so sought after. First, identification is everything. The 1973 no mint mark Jefferson nickel is exactly what it sounds like: no D or P anywhere. Experts look for the clarity of the strike, the coin's luster, and whether any post-mint wear might have damaged its value. If it's perfectly preserved, even from circulation, it can command prices that most people would think are impossible for a 5-cent piece. And here's where it gets even more interesting: some of these nickels carry errors that make them one of a kind, from doubling on the obverse to subtle die cracks that appear like tiny secret signatures. These anomalies aren't flaws, they're the signatures of rarity, the kind that turns a small nickel into a life-changing asset. Let's bring John's story back. After sending his coin to a professional grading service, he learned it was in gem mint condition, virtually flawless, and the certificate confirmed it was authentic. Suddenly, John's unassuming jar of nickels had a headline-worthy treasure. Experts estimated the market value between $250,000 and $837,000, depending on the coin's grade and provenance. That's not just money, it's a ticket to financial freedom, but what most people don't realize is how rare this coin truly is. Unlike common collectibles, the 1973 no mint mark Jefferson nickel was never mass-produced for collectors. It slipped through the cracks, a rare anomaly, and only a handful exist today. That scarcity is what drives the astronomical prices and the frenzied collector demand. Now, you might be wondering, how can you tell if your own nickels might hold this kind of value? Here's the insider scoop: look closely at the mint mark area. If it's blank, it's worth a closer inspection. Check the coin strike, its wear, and the sheen. Coins that look average to the untrained eye can be gems in disguise. And yes, professional grading can cost money, but when a single coin can change your life, that's a small investment. Here's a reality check: the 1973 no mint mark nickel isn't a get-rich-quick fantasy, it's a rare, high-stakes treasure. Even circulated examples, which might appear ordinary, have sold for tens of thousands of dollars. Perfectly preserved, certified specimens. They've smashed records at auctions. And here's a number that will make your jaw drop: $837,000. That's the current top market value reported for one of these nickels, a sum that could secure generations. And let me drop this truth bomb: most people throw these coins away, spend them without a second thought, or let them sit forgotten. Your spare change could literally be a treasure chest in disguise. Imagine realizing too late that you'd accidentally spent a 6-figure coin on coffee. That fear of missing out, it's real, and it's why collectors are obsessive about checking every coin. So, here's the call to action: don't wait. Start going through your old nickels, your jars of change, and even coins you've inherited. Check for that missing mint mark. Look for the luster, the strike, the telltale signs of rarity. One small discovery could transform your life overnight, and for those who are wondering about the market, prices fluctuate, but the truth is that ultra-rare coins like this only grow in desirability. Wealth, security, freedom, these are not just dreams. They are possible when you know what to look for and act before the opportunity disappears. So, the next time you reach for your spare change, remember John's story. A simple coin, overlooked for decades, turned into a fortune. That could be your story. That could be your moment of discovery. But it won't wait forever. Every jar, every drawer, every pocket, could hold a piece of history, and a life-changing opportunity. If you want to see more rare coin discoveries that have made everyday people millionaires, stick around. Your financial treasure might be hiding in plain sight, and the chance to uncover it is right in front of you. Don't let it slip away. Check your coins today, you never know which nickel could change your life. It all starts with an ordinary man. Let's call him John. John was like most of us, working hard, saving quietly, never expecting a windfall from something as small as a coin. One day, while cleaning out a dusty drawer, he noticed a nickel with a slight peculiarity. The mint mark didn't match the usual ones. Something about it felt off. And in that moment, his life changed forever. You see, this wasn't just any nickel. This was the 1981 mint mark Jefferson nickel, a coin so rare, so sought after, that it has collectors clamoring, dealers salivating, and auctions breaking records. Some examples in perfect, pristine condition have sold for up to $832,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a nickel, can you imagine? But here's the thing, not all 1981 Jefferson nickels are created equal. And this is the part that shocks collectors. The coin that can fetch such astronomical prices isn't just identified by its year. It's the specific mint mark, the way it was struck, and subtle errors that only a trained eye, or a lucky glance, can detect. Coins that were mistakenly struck with no mint mark or with unusual die errors can be worth hundreds of times more than a standard nickel you might find in your pocket today. So how do you know if the nickel in your hand could be worth a small fortune? First, look for the mint mark. For the 1981 Jefferson nickel, the P mint mark is standard, but what makes the rare ones extraordinary is their deviation from the norm. There are coins that were struck off-center, with double dies, or showing unexpected anomalies in the lettering and profile. Condition matters immensely. A coin in circulated condition may fetch a few $100s. A pristine, professionally graded example. That's when the numbers start to soar, all the way to hundreds of thousands of dollars, and here's the twist. Some of the most valuable examples aren't in museums or held by seasoned collectors. They're in drawers, jars, or piggy banks, waiting for someone like you to notice them. Imagine finding a coin that could secure your family's financial future, pay off debt, or fund a dream you've been putting off for decades. That's the real power of the 1981 mint mark Jefferson nickel. It's not just metal, it's freedom, opportunity, and security rolled into something that fits in the palm of your hand. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's a mystery surrounding this coin that makes it even more fascinating. For years, collectors have debated why certain nickels from 1981 are extraordinarily rare. Was it a minting error? A limited strike? Or was it simply that most were melted down or lost before anyone recognized their value? Whatever the reason, the scarcity is real, and scarcity is what drives the prices to staggering heights. And here's a question most people overlook. Could you be sitting on a coin worth more than your car, more than your vacation home, without even knowing it? What if the change you toss into the couch cushions holds the key to your financial freedom? Let's break down the numbers. A standard circulated 1981 Jefferson nickel might be worth a few dollars to a collector. But a rare, error-struck example, especially in high grade, can easily reach 5 figures. And the pinnacle, the coins in flawless, gem-grade condition. That's where the prices explode, hundreds of thousands, even approaching $832,000 in today's market. That's not exaggeration. That's real money changing hands for something that's been in circulation for over 40 years. Here's another shocker, even experts can miss these rare variants. That's why grading, professional authentication, is critical. Coins graded MS70, PF70, or with verified mint errors become instantly desirable, and collectors pay a premium they never would for a standard nickel. Now, I want you to picture the moment of discovery again, like John, who held that tiny coin in his hand, heart racing, mind spinning. One simple glance, one small action, he could change his life. And the best part? You can do the exact same thing today. You don't need to be a millionaire, a collector, or even an expert. All you need is curiosity, patience, and the willingness to look closely at your old coins, but let's be honest, opportunity doesn't wait. The market for these rare nickels is intense, and the window is closing. Every week, new examples are snapped up at auctions, some disappearing into private collections forever. If you delay, the coin you pass over today could be the one someone else turns into a life-changing fortune tomorrow. So here's the challenge: dig through your change. Check your drawers. Inspect those old coin rolls you forgot about. That 1981 P mint marked Jefferson nickel, or an even rarer variant, might be hiding there, waiting for you to recognize it. One coin could protect your family's future, fund your dreams, or finally give you the financial freedom you've been chasing for decades. And remember, it's not just about the money. It's about empowerment, discovery, and the thrill of knowing that something ordinary could be extraordinary. It's about seizing a chance before it disappears, because life doesn't wait, and neither does the market for rare coins. So, are you ready to find out if you hold the key to a hidden fortune? Don't let this opportunity slip through your fingers. Start checking, start learning, and who knows, the nickel in your pocket today could be the jackpot that changes everything. And if this fascinates you, there are countless more rare coins out there, each with their own stories, mysteries, and mind-blowing values. Keep exploring, keep discovering, and never underestimate the power of what might be hiding in plain sight. Your future could depend on it. Now, let me tell you a story that might sound familiar. A retired teacher from Ohio, let's call her Linda, was sorting through her old coin collection one quiet evening. She had jars of loose change from decades past, nickels, dimes, pennies. Nothing seemed remarkable. Then, tucked between a pile of everyday coins, she spotted a 1998 Jefferson nickel with a peculiar detail. At first, she thought nothing of it, until a quick search online revealed it was a coin that collectors dream about, one that could secure her family's financial future. And here's the kicker: what makes this nickel so extraordinary is not just its age, but its rarity. Unlike most coins minted in bulk, the 1998 P mint marked Jefferson nickel exists in extremely limited numbers with certain errors and unique strike features that make it a gem for collectors. Some were minted with what's known as a full bell reverse, perfectly sharp and complete, a detail most people completely overlook. But this tiny difference can skyrocket its value from mere dollars to tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands. What most people don't realize is that the 1998 Jefferson nickel isn't just rare because of how many were minted. It's rare because of the subtle errors that occurred during production. Tiny deviations, like doubled dies, misplaced mint marks, or off-center strikes, can turn an ordinary nickel into a collector's holy grail. These mistakes are so rare, and so desirable, that even coins in circulated condition can fetch a significant premium. And if a coin is in mint condition, perfectly graded by experts, that's when values climb to the stratosphere. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Coins like the 1998 P Mint Mark Jefferson nickel have a story that captures the imagination. They are a mystery waiting to be solved. Why did only a few survive in perfect condition? Why do some have slight errors that make them instantly recognizable to seasoned collectors? And most importantly, could the coins in your own jar be hiding a fortune? Consider this: a circulated 1998 Jefferson nickel might be worth $5, $10, or even $50 to a collector if it shows unusual characteristics. But a pristine, rare error coin? We're talking $10,000, $50,000, $100,000, all the way up to $825,000 in the most extraordinary cases. That's not exaggeration, it's documented market value for top-graded examples that change lives. Imagine what just one coin like that could do for your retirement, your family, or even the lifestyle you've always dreamed about. And don't think this is only about numbers. There's an emotional thrill that comes with holding history in your hand, knowing that something so small, so ordinary to most, could literally secure freedom and wealth. Collectors talk about that moment, the heartbeat, the excitement, when they realize a coin they've owned for years is far more valuable than they ever imagined. It's a feeling of discovery, of luck, and of life-changing opportunity all wrapped into a single metallic circle. Now, I know what you're thinking: how do I even identify one of these coins? Start by looking at the mint mark. The P indicates Philadelphia, but not every 1998 nickel with a P is rare. Look for the full bell lines on the reverse, examine the strike for any doubling, check the edges for irregularities. Condition matters. Even the smallest nick, scratch, or discoloration can affect value, but the right combination of rarity, mint mark, and condition is what makes a collector pay a fortune. Grading by a professional is essential for top-dollar sales, but even intermediate collectors can spot potential winners with careful inspection. But here's the part that shocks collectors: some of these coins were tucked away for decades, completely unnoticed, in old jars, drawers, and boxes. People spent years walking past life-changing wealth without ever realizing it. And that's why there's an urgent lesson here. You need to check your own coins before you spend them by mistake. That nickel in your pocket, that change on your counter, could be the one that transforms your life. Of course, not every coin is worth hundreds of thousands. Many are modestly valuable, still collectible, still desirable. But in the world of rare coins, it only takes one gem to change everything. And here's the real secret most people overlook: demand is rising. As more collectors and investors realize the value of rare coins, prices for top-quality examples continue to climb. Timing matters. The longer you wait, the higher the stakes, and the more likely you are to miss out. So here's what you should do right now: Don't panic, but don't delay. Start examining your collection. Look carefully at every Jefferson nickel, especially from the late 1990s. Check mint marks, examine the strike, compare to verified rare examples. And remember, it's not just about wealth, it's about security, freedom, and the possibility of creating a lasting legacy for your family. One coin could be the key to the lifestyle you've always imagined, the financial safety net you've worked for your entire life, and if you think you've missed your chance, think again. Every jar, every drawer, every forgotten pocket change is an opportunity. But the clock is ticking. The market for rare coins is moving fast, and the chance to discover a 1998 P mint marked Jefferson nickel before it snapped up could vanish in an instant. So, before you spend another dime or toss another coin, take a moment. Inspect. Discover. Because your fortune might be hiding in plain sight, just waiting for you to recognize it. And once you find it, the excitement, the security, the freedom, it's more than money. It's life-changing, and if this story has sparked your curiosity, there's so much more waiting to be uncovered. Rare coins, hidden treasures, mistakes that minted fortunes, these aren't just coins, they're keys to possibility. Don't wait. Your next discovery could be in your hand right now.